Yo, what up, everybody? You already know what it is. It's Dwayne with KDD. Got a special guest on the line. I can't even say Mr. Dr. Ricks.
Hey! Peace and blessings, family. How y'all doing out there?
So, yeah, we're about to get into some current events in nigga culture.
Hey!
Oh, man. So I'm trying to think what I should start with. I guess, you know what? Fuck it. We're going to start with this whole DACA shit. Or Chaka shit, whatever you want to call it. So, you know, people are saying, and, you know, I have some Latino or Hispanic, even though Hispanic's made up, comrades, you know, that they feel some kind of way about the whole situation. But, again, I think it's mostly just people reacting to stuff without, you know, doing the due diligence and doing their homework.
Fact.
It's pretty much kind of like a last call kind of thing. It's like, yeah, I know you've been, you know, getting through. It's almost like they're throwing you a bone. It's like, look, like, I know y'all been doing X, Y, Z, you know what I'm saying, under the radar, but now you about to really start enforcing that shit, so cut it out. That's what I got from that.
Yeah.
And, go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's man, and it's like, yo, so I for those that, you know, haven't read it or haven't seen it, I pressed a Medium article yesterday about DACA, and I mean, it's wild because people get upset about the fact that Trump repealed this, but if we keep it in 100, he should have repealed it, because if you look at how the law or the order was passed, it was an executive order, and Obama did it because he figured it wouldn't get through Congress because they had already tried bringing up the same legislation, and Congress wouldn't pass it. So he had no choice but to sign it as an executive order. So, I mean, if we keep it in a stack, Trump should have repealed it. I mean, that may sound callous to the person that's just like, oh, yeah, these people are people too. Yeah, they are people too. It's unfortunate. It's fucked up. But at the end of the day, it should have never been passed from the jump. So people are taking and riding this fake outrage wave per usual. And, you know, they're getting caught up in everything. And, you know, oh, we got to stick together with immigrants. They're going to come for us next. Bullshit. Nobody's coming for us next. They've been doing it already. So, like, there's nothing really to fear out of this situation. I mean, you got to let these other groups, you know, handle their own business, because that's what they do to us. So, I mean, I'm not really, you know, caping for anybody. I'm not against anybody at the end of the day. You know, I got, you know, Hispanic, Latino friends. One of my friends was a little upset about some of the comments that I made, but I'm like, bro, like, this, I mean, it is what it is. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I gotta shed tears over this shit. Like, and the wild part about it is that they try to make it seem like these people are getting deported tomorrow, and that's not even the case. The only thing that they did by stopping the legislation was make it so that they don't accept any more applications. Anybody that's still under DACA right now, you have the opportunity to renew up until March of next year, which guarantees you more protection for the next 2 years. So if you're under DACA right now, you have the possibility of being covered until 2020. So, like, nothing is happening immediately. This is more media scare tactics and bullshit, and people not doing their due diligence.
Man, first of all, fuck the bullshit. Motherfucking, y'all getting upset about, you know, all this deportation shit. What happened when, you know, Mr. Obeezy deported more niggas, more people in general than any other president ever? Not top five, like the GOAT in deporting niggas. Mostly niggas that look like us. So, I mean,
Haitian refugees, Haitian immigrants, yeah, man.
I ain't never seen no picture with Wyclef and Obama, but anyway. But nah, like, for real, like, real rap. Like, you know, people are so, they forget shit. They constantly forget shit. I mean, and even the whole solidarity thing. I mean, I saw people talking about how just when Steve Harvey had messed up the thing, you know, we was all kinds of niggas and this and that. You know what I'm saying? And now it's all of a sudden like, oh, like, come on, like, you know, you're not gonna help me out, Holmes? I'm like,
yo, same thing with Floyd Mayweather when he put Pacquiao and fucking Oscar De La Hoya in the fucking blender. He was all kinds of niggas. So, I mean, I don't see where this black and brown coalition is coming from.
Yo, every year when Floyd would fight a Mexican or, some sort of Latino, whatever, my boy would throw this thing in the hood, and he had a little projector and stuff like that. And on one end would be like all the Latinos, and on one end would be all the black people. And that tension was hot in that motherfucker.
I believe it. That shit is crazy, man. Whenever Floyd wins a fight against one of these non-white, quote-unquote, people of color, it's nigger fest on Twitter. So it's just like, y'all can miss me with the fake outrage, man. I'm good. There is no coalition here. I mean, if we keeping it a stack. So, I mean, it is what it is.
Exactly. And I mean, again, it's just a situation where people need to hold their own nuts. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And I don't know if you noticed the whole cycle that's going on. First it was, the Muslims and shit like that. Then it was the white liberals, and now it's the Mexicans and the other Latinos and shit like that. They're just making their rounds with special interest groups.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, and the thing, I mean, this kind of goes back to Trump getting elected from the jump. And it's interesting because, these people wanted to band together with us, and it's like, oh, black people, y'all got to get out and vote, because we got to stop Trump, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Black folks like, nah, nigga, we cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, we had 8 years of a president that looked like us, that didn't do shit for us. Both of these candidates are garbage. We're going to sit this one out. We're going to let y'all have it. And the thing was that they wanted us to band together with them because they wanted to keep Trump out of office, because they knew if Trump got in office, Trump won't smoke with everybody. Like, nobody's safe. You know what I'm saying? Right. But it's like, y'all allow this shit to go on in our community with no help, and now that shit's starting to bleed over into your community. Now, all of a sudden, we end this together. We got to band together. Nah, bro, we cool. Black Coalition, we're good over here. And it's crazy because we're prepared for all of this. Like, we know this is business as usual. Nothing has really changed for us. But now all of the evil shit is starting to happen in these other communities. They don't know how to deal with it. So it's just like, oh, you guys got to help us. It's like, nah, fam, we good. We're good over here. Y'all hold that L.
Exactly. And it's funny, and then I'll shift gears, but it's just funny because, everyone's talking about, like, I've seen a lot of, black people be so anti-Trump, but I'm really thinking about it. Like, okay, as a Mexican, I can understand, legal immigrant, I understand. A Muslim, I understand, but I haven't seen anything specifically against black people. In fact, I'm seeing Trump going to these HBCUs and doing all this other shit that Obama definitely didn't do.
Obama did do. No, you're right. I mean, and some of it may be symbolic gestures. Like, I'm not gonna say that Trump is like the messiah for the black community. He's far from it. But the thing is that Obama set the bar so low for people contributing to the black community that anything that a politician does for the black community instantly look better than what Obama did for 8 years. So Trump can go up here and say, oh, we're going to do this relief, and HBCUs may not even ever see that money, but it's still more than Obama did. So the shit still looks real janky because it's like the bar is set so low to appease black Americans that y'all can do anything, you know what I'm saying? But, like, even with even with that being said, Trump came out saying, hey, what about the dreamers that are here? Like, you got African-American communities that have XYZ going on. What you think, these people don't have dreams too? Like, why are we putting in the dreams of other people that are entering the country illegally over people that are already here? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, even some of the rhetoric Trump is sitting right now, even though, people want to say that he drew, the power for, the white supremacist crowd. I mean, well, and that may be well and good, that may be true, but I can't deny that he is saying and doing things that Obama did not do for us in the whole entire 8 years. And, black folks got nobody to blame for themselves. Like the fact that you didn't hold Obama accountable for his mediocrity as a president and for his basically absentness for the black community while he was in office. I mean, that falls squarely on our shoulders. So it is what it is with that.
You know what that was, though? I just thought about it as you were talking. The reason why black America was so used to, like, having an absentee black president is because that's symbolic of the absentee father.
Bro! That's so real. That's so real, man. It's so real.
Yeah, it's just the fatherless. I think the fatherless. I can never say that word. These bastard ass niggas out here. You know what I'm saying? The lack of a father is like one of the biggest things that really needs to be addressed. Like, and it's crazy because all the quote unquote Uncle Tom say it, but that's real shit. Like,
yo, and see, like, this is what people don't understand is that, like, by supporting shit like DACA, you are by proxy taking the black father out of the home. So bust this. So I'm looking up stats because people, my mentions are hot on Twitter because, I'm not caping and I'm actively telling other people not to cape for this shit. So my mentions are scorching right now. So I'm doing my stats. I'm doing my Google. And I'm looking at the stats because everybody's like, oh, this is going to affect black immigrants too. And I'm just like, all right, y'all got to chill with that because first of all, you look at the total number of DACA recipients, over 800K of them come from fucking Mexico. And there's only like 1 million people that are actually receiving the benefit. So 80% of the people that are receiving these benefits are Mexican. They're not black. Plus, if you look at the numbers and the percentages of the people that are actually coming from black and brown countries, it's only like 1%. So the 4 countries that are leading in black illegal immigrants coming from a specific area that are DACA recipients. And there's a couple pictures floating around on Twitter about this, and they don't include this one, but Brazil is one of them. Brazil is the country that has the largest African population outside of Africa, and they don't even include Brazil. So if you include Brazil, Trinidad and Tobago, Nigeria, and Jamaica, they only make up 1% of total DACA recipients, which comes up to like 500. Like, I forgot exactly what the numbers were, but if you take that number plus the amount of people that are getting DACA that are just Mexican, and you combine that population together, it's still only 2.42% of black Americans or black immigrants, black illegal immigrants that are receiving DACA funds. So what does that mean? When you go into the hood or when you go into these areas, and people think these people are just getting unskilled jobs, they're not just doing unskilled labor. These people are competing with you for skilled labor. These people are getting professional certificates so they can practice law, they can practice medicine, they can be cosmetologists, this, that, whatever. They're getting these professional licenses, and they're also getting the opportunity to attend college. So a lot of these people have bachelor's degrees, they have associate's degrees, they're going to the same colleges as you are. While they can't get federal financial aid, they can still get state and school financial aid, right? So now all these quote-unquote minority scholarships that were originally supposed to be designed for black people, now you're competing with them not only against Asians and white women, now you're competing against the illegal immigrants that are coming over here that are shielded by DACA, but y'all are out here caping for this shit. Furthermore, they've already done, there's 2 different studies that have come out, one by Stanford and one by the government. They have already shown a negative correlation to black men and black employment rates. They always go down the more immigration you have in the area, and that's legal immigration. We're not even talking about illegal immigration. So the more illegal immigration you have in the area, it has an adverse effect on black employment. And when you have an adverse effect on black employment, you have a rise and an increase in black mass incarceration. And when you have black mass incarceration, you have no fathers in the home.
Facts only. I mean, it was somebody's podcast I think I was on, and I was talking about like how a lot of these, immigrants that are taking, the jobs at McDonald's and other shit like that, they're just taking the jobs away from like, the young boys, you know what I'm saying? Like, the 16, right, whatever. And when they can't get a job, then they getting in trouble. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. And then once they're in the system, once you're in the system, that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that cherry's been popped. So, I mean, it's just like, it's just a slippery slope when you get into that. And it's just crazy how we're just like so, oh man, the shit is annoying. It's like, black people is like that girl that's with a nigga that is beating her ass every day, every time you see her, and she's light skinned, so she bruises easy. Just follow the metaphor. You know what I'm saying? And every time you see her, she got a black eye. And she's like, "Will you just leave this thing?" She goes, "But he loves me." I'm like, "No, the fuck he doesn't."
Yeah. We're in an abusive relationship with America and American media, and black people especially, we love comfortable lives and we hate inconvenient truths. So I mean, it just is what it is.
So this whole NFL thing, you already know who I'm gonna bring up, Mr. Colin Kaepernick, Man, give me your thoughts before I.
So, all right, so I have no ill will against Mr. Kaepernick. I think Cap has far exceeded anything that he owes back to the black community. I mean, he's used his platform. Other people have started to do the same thing and be unafraid to do the same thing. Some people are super woke with it, where they're talking about, his ties with his girlfriend and then his ties to Linda Sarsour. And I'm just like, okay. I mean, I can kind of see that being a problem down the road. But as far as, on face value, what he's done so far, I mean, I don't have a problem with it. I mean, he's putting his money where his mouth is. He's doing everything that these people were criticizing him about doing, by him being like an attention whore, glory hog, and, him just trying to stay relevant. And he's proven these people wrong. I mean, people can't take that away. You can have your opinions about him as a person and his motivations for doing it. At the end of the day, he's still doing it. And it's more than what a lot of other people are doing. So, I mean, shout out to him for that. I don't really have a problem with that. At the same time, I also think it's interesting that people, because for me, the figurehead for activism in the NFL is Marshawn Lynch. People don't really talk about Marshawn like that, but Marshawn is the realest nigga on the planet. I'm just keeping it 1,000% facts right now. Marshawn has donated time, effort, money. He was one of the few people that actually, after the Haiti earthquake, I think it was in 2012, he was one of the few people that actually went down there. He was down there with the people, helping rebuild the schools, donating money, putting his time and effort into it. I mean, he's been sitting for the national anthem since he's been in the league. I mean, he spearheaded the whole campaign about, taking care of Africa and black people first and taking care of your communities. Marshawn, to me, is the perfect example of what I want my pro-black to be. Not saying that Colin can't be pro-black. I mean, I'm not saying that, I don't feel like what he's doing is fraudulent at all. I feel like what he's doing is well-intentioned and and he's doing the right thing. I just think that at the end of the day, there are a lot of people that wanted Colin to get back into the NFL so that they could watch plantation ball guilt-free. You know what I'm saying? Because it's I'm not even I've been off NFL since last year. I don't even have cable. Cable is non-existent in my crib because there's just too much bullshit on TV. And whatever I want to watch, I can find that shit on YouTube or I can find it in the stream. You know what I'm saying? So it's I don't even watch cable like that. But I had already been coming off the NFL because there's too much hypocritical shit. You got dudes like Ben Roethlisberger is beating 2 rape charges, but Colin Kaepernick is getting blackballed from the NFL for being like, hey, police, do your fucking job and do it right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's insanity. So it's and you got these commercials, and people don't talk about this. You got alcohol commercials in the middle of the broadcast, and you got kids out here watching this shit. So now you advertising alcohol to kids. You saying that sexual assault is okay. All these people are skating on these sexual assault beefs, but then y'all want to pop black players for minor shit. No, I'm cool on that. I'm super cool on that.
Right.
So I mean, to come back to the original topic though, Colin's cool in my book. I haven't seen anything. To indicate otherwise, like I said, the Sarsour thing is a little fishy, but I mean, as just looking at the brothers' work on face value, I mean, I can't really take anything away from him.
Yeah, I feel you on that. I mean, again, he's doing more than I'm doing shit, and he's doing more than most people that's talking, shit about him. My thing is that I feel like at this point, I don't even think he wants to play football anymore. I mean,
I don't think so either.
It's just my thing was that I think it would be more effective, had he kind of did the Marshawn Lynch thing where he's still getting the bag so that he can, pour more into his community and, kind of do it more so behind the scenes and not make a big stink about it. But, I mean, again, he's a grown man. He can do what he wants to do. But
right. Right. Yeah. No, I agree with that. I agree with that. I mean, I think, and like you said, I mean, it's other people that want Colin. Like fans want Colin to play more than Colin does. You know,
right.
And people don't understand that Colin got more than enough money right now for him to survive. I'm pretty sure the brother is smart. He hasn't blown all of his money, especially if he knew he was going to take this route. You know what I'm saying? There's so many financial advisors out right now. I'm sure he's clicked up with somebody to help him manage his money for the coming years. There's too many exposés about black people and black players being broke a year or two after they retire. So I'm pretty sure he's smarter about his money like this. Plus, like the people that he's clicked up with probably hipping him the game about that. So it's other people that want Colin to play. Colin's not really pressed. I mean, he's not like oh man, you not see a shot, blah 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 blah. It's everybody else that's like, oh, y'all should let Colin play. And it's funny how everything evolved from Colin's protest and police brutality to now all of a sudden people are more focused on him actually playing versus looking at the issues that he was blackballed for initially. So it's like the whole focus is shifted because niggas can't pay attention to shit. So I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, and then I'm hearing a whole thing about Ray Lewis, and supposedly he was trying to get him on the Ravens, and then his girl posted some shit saying that basically him hugging the owner of the Ravens was just like what the hell was his name in Django, Samuel L. Jackson holding for Leonardo DiCaprio and shit. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't watch football either. I haven't watched football for about the past 2 years, for real.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just so much. I mean, even basketball. I like basketball. I still watch basketball, but even these damn commercials, just like really, you talk about equal pay and the WNBA commercials. None of y'all niggas watch that shit.
Yeah. No, that's facts. Like the only sports I watch these days, man, is like college football. Even though, you know, low key, that's not even low key. That's a big ass racketeering scam for the NCAA. But you know, that's a different subject for a different day. Mm-hmm. But college football, I'll occasionally watch tennis and basketball. That's pretty much it.
True. Yeah. I mean, because everything on the fucking television is damn near a distraction. You know, every Sunday I see people either watching Game of Thrones or that Insecure shit.
Yeah.
And man, it's funny. People say, "Oh, how come they're not, using condoms and shit like that?" I'm like, y'all niggas watch porn where they use condoms?
Oh, that's hilarious! I haven't even watched this show. I mean, I think Issa Rae is hilarious. I watched some stuff of her on YouTube before she started doing Insecure, but I haven't even watched the show.
Yeah, me either. One of my homegirls wants to get me to watch the show so we can have like a show about it. I'm just like, whose show? My show or your show? Because shit. But yeah, I mean, again, like it's good that she has a show and she's doing whatever. I mean, I'm not trying to take away from it, but it's so crazy how people live vicariously through like these characters and how it just takes up so much time.
Yeah.
Like, this is honestly, again, going back to the whole Trump thing, like, this is the biggest diversion ever for niggas to really, like, do what they need to do.
Yeah, no, that's facts. Like, the heat is off Black Americans for the time being, so this is the perfect time for us to just stay low, mind our business, and build.
Exactly. I mean, the only people that's really gonna, that he hasn't pissed off is Asians and, and I mean, they're gonna be doing their thing regardless, so, I mean, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, let me think what else is in current events. Oh, yeah. So, this whole world's about to end North Korea shit that everyone's all, like, pissing the bed over.
Oh, yeah, that was a con game from the jump. that was a big-ass distraction. People fell for it. There was something that happened in between then that that it was used as a distraction for. I can't even remember what it was, but yeah, no, that was a con game, and people should have known that from the jump. But everybody's so easily triggered in Trump's administration that it's just like everything that happens is doom and gloom, worst case scenario. And it was just like, bruh, North Korea can barely shoot a missile across the fucking water to hit Japan. Like, y'all really think that they're gonna fire a missile to hit the United States? Like, come on, man. Like, y'all really don't pay attention to what the fuck is going on here. Like, that shit is wild. So yeah, that was another con game.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, when people are like, are you worried about whatever you about to get blown up? I'm like, first of all, my nigga, like, if it's on the mainstream media, it's nothing to worry about.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, because people just forget that niggas' memories is like, it's crazy. They have crazy short-term memories because it's like, okay, so, we supposed to stay woke and this, that, and the third, and, fuck the feds and, don't watch TV and the mainstream media is not your friend and shit like that. But then it turns around and they tell you the same shit and it's just like, oh, snap, we gotta look out. I'm like, nigga, why? Like, you just said that these people are liars. Like,
right.
Come on, man. Like, I've seen people like, during the whole, with Trump basically ousting mad niggas in the White House, whatever, people was like riding for the government. I'm like, I thought it was fuck the feds. Like, what happened? You know what I'm saying?
The facts. That's facts,
you know what I'm saying?
Man.
I thought it was free my nigga Kotex. You know what I'm saying? He got locked up for being blood. You know what I'm saying? Like, what happened with that?
Right.
Free my nigga Kotex. But you know what I'm saying? It's just, man, I don't know. I try not to give up on niggas, but I mean, shit. It's just like, yo.
It's hard, bro. It's hard. Like, the thing is that, I try to save myself because, like I say on my podcast, the collective starts with the individual. So if I save myself, I can save my community. So that's what I'm focused on, man. I'm focused on building with like-minded people. And, the people that's trying to get the lesson, they'll upgrade and they'll get to your level. I mean, you may be talking something that's a little bit foreign to them, but they're going to make the effort to learn. The people that are trying to stay in the same circles and do the same shit and still be mediocre, anything you say is going to sound like Chinese to them. So it's just like, there's really no reason for you to even engage them because your thought process is going to be so far beyond theirs that when you say something, they can't even comprehend it because y'all not on the same frequency no more.
Speaking of Chinese, I swear, like, there's like, because I work with people like who speak all kinds of different languages and shit like that, and I'll speak to people that speak Chinese and I have like a translator, and they be saying nigga all the time. I'm like, are y'all really saying like some shit? Yo,
I'm not surprised by that.
Man, but yeah, I mean, just. There's so many fucking distractions. I mean, the last episode we was talking about, the whole Unite the Right and this whole Charlottesville thing. It's just like, yo, like, mind your fucking business. It's a bunch of underachievers who work retail, you know what I'm saying, and can't fully take part of their white privilege, which, first of all, I think the only thing that's white privilege is being able to run in the cold with shorts on. That's the only thing that white people have over black people. Is that they have like some sort of fucking their freeze level. What's that shit called? The point where you freeze at is much lower than niggas. But other than that, I mean, come on, man. Like it's nothing.
Yeah, no, I feel that. I mean, people talk about like issues of privilege and shit like that. It's just like, okay, you're basically saying that, these people have built a system that caters to them. Like, what's stopping you from doing the same thing, And the thing about privilege and, like, this fight for equality, a lot of, this talk about dismantling white supremacy is just the right to be mediocre. Because if we keep it at a stack, the average white person here is mediocre as fuck. Like, that's just fact.
Facts.
And that's why a lot of them are losing their jobs to other immigrants, other legal immigrants, and illegal immigrants that are coming over here and out hustling them. And they're upset because they see the system that's been built for them that's supposed to give set-asides and benefits to them now going to other people. And they're upset because it's like, oh, I'm white, you should give me a job. And it's just like, all right, that might have worked. A year or two ago, or not a year or two ago, but 20, 30 years ago when factory jobs were still in. But now we got people that are doing specialized things because everything is going towards automation. So if you're not working in an electrical field, a STEM field, a coding field, a computer science field, you're not working in any of those fields, that are actually catering for these jobs that are coming open, you're going to get left behind. And so now the suburban, like the people that were in Charlottesville, those people are getting left behind because they're not getting the skills that you need to survive in this world. So I can't even really say it's an illusion, but the system of white privilege is starting to crumble because you got the immigrants are starting to wise up and they're starting to say, okay, these are where the voids need to be filled and this is where we're going. Because you got so many white people that have so much unskilled labor that they can't get into these fields anymore. So now you're starting to kind of feel a little bit of that backlash. But as far as like, white privilege, I mean, when you're in a section of the world and, like I always say that the West is like an enclave for white genetic survival, basically, because the large majority of the people over in the Western Hemisphere are white. So, I mean, it makes sense that if they're building systems and they're building things for them, by them, that there's going to be privilege for them because they're building things to their specifications. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, they should have privilege, but why are you focusing on it? Because if you're building your own systems and you're building a parallel economy that works away from this system, then you don't really have to worry about that because you'll start to have privilege in your own community, and the only thing you need to do from there is protect it.
Exactly. And the thing is, like, whenever like I hear white people talk about white privilege, I'm just like, what you're really saying is I think I'm better than you. Like, just keep it a buck. Just say that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But, yeah, I mean, I said this last night, I think, on my Snapchat. I was just like, yo, like, if you keep pointing out, like, all the ways that you can't win, you won't win. Like,
exactly.
You keep focusing on the white man this, the white man that. And, I mean, I don't know. Like, again, I think it all ties back to being fatherless because, I mean, and I'll explain.
You're right.
I'll explain because I was talking to my father one time and I was just like, yo, like, I just told him, like, I really appreciate you because, like, had you not been there, it would have been like, I don't know what would have happened. Because, I mean, I can't see myself as a grown man having a family being like, yeah, I'm sorry, I can't provide for my family because of white privilege. I'm sorry, Sally Mae, I can't pay my loan because of white privilege. You know what I'm saying? Like, the fuck? Ain't nobody trying to hear that bullshit, like, at all. That's why women keep swirling. Like, so our sisters keep swirling because they're tired of our shit. They're tired of our making excuses and all that other shit.
That's real, and like that's something that people don't want to face. I mean, and some of it, like there's a non-zero number of it where people are just in a space where they're around white people predominantly, and so it's like, well, damn, I don't really see any of my other people around here, so you kind of do it, and it's not even intentional. It's just like, oh, well, this is just what I'm around, and these people, and these are people that you may still have them like riot hard for the community or whatever. And they may have their non-white significant other that may do the same. But I do understand what you're saying, that like you do have a lot of these, the Negro bedwench Twitter, as people want to call it. You got the bitter black feminists. These people, they're always talking shit about black men while they got white dicks in their mouths. It was like, okay, we get it. Like I understand, I get where it's coming from, So, I mean, I understand the gripe, but at the end of the day, I mean, it really is up to black men to step up and really be the provider and the protector of the community. And, you can't do that if you're out here caping for illegal immigrants.
Word. And it's funny, I went out, I don't usually party, but when I do, I have a damn good time. And I was out for Labor Day, and I live in Long Island. I'm always out in, NYC, but I live in Long Island. So I decided to stay local because, it's Labor Day. And, you're not trying to, I'm trying to be smart. You know what I mean? So,
right.
I go out there and I haven't partied in Long Island in a while, but every time I do, I swear, like, I understand why niggas swirl because, like, honestly, all you need to do is match and white bitches, like, will fucking drool over you. It makes no fucking sense. Like, I'm at the club with one of my boys, whatever. He's with, I guess his white coworkers, whatever. That's cool. And then some joint started. I had my hair up in a bun or whatever. Not a bun. That sounds weird. I had my hair up. You know what I'm saying? I had my locks up or whatever. And some girl fucking caressed that shit and looked at me, and I'm just like, mind you, she's a gorgeous white girl, but it's just like, you touched my hair, like you already fucked up. You already fucked up.
Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah, no, the white girls get real aggressive, man. They shoot super hard.
And peep this though. So there was like maybe 3 or 4 black chicks out there. And whenever like I'm out in a predominantly white space, I always show love to my people. It's not something that somebody taught me. It's just something that's instinctive. It's innate. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to, you know, just vibe with them, and they wasn't fucking with me at all. Meanwhile, Becky, Sue, and Beth was all on the dick, and I'm just like, see, this is the thing. Now, if we flip that, I mean, shit. I don't even want to flip that, because I feel like when white people approach black women, it's almost as if like they're approaching like they're just doing it for like a trophy. The way that they hunt shit, the way that they hunt exotic animals. I feel like that's it's always on some demeaning. Have you ever been with a white guy? You know, ghetto gagger shit. Word. And especially like out in the city like Brooklyn, you know, well, hashtag make Brooklyn black again. Fucking, you know, Brooklyn and like the artsy fartsy parts of Manhattan and shit like that. I always see like a girl with an afro and a septum piercing with a white boy, and I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
But I mean, it's all love. I'm still not swirling. I've talked too much shit to it's like, you know, be caught with a white girl now. I can't. I've talked way too much shit.
I feel that. Yeah, no, I feel like if my listeners were see me out with a white girl, it'd just be like, what? So I'm just like, no, I can't go that route. Can't do the white girls like that. I've dated all across the spectrum, but no, I could never really see myself, you know, settling down with a white woman like that. Yeah,
I mean, shit. Yeah, even like I remember I was talking to my boy about it because I don't know if you remember that meme that went around where they had like the the white nationalists and the black feminists in the bed together.
Oh yeah.
That shit was so funny, yo. But yeah, I had said it to my boy. He was just like, I mean, what do you think about that? You know, have you ever saw it? I was like, nah. I mean, honestly, like I've never saw like a white woman that, you know, that my thoughts about them went beyond nutting on them. Like that was just that was it. You know, it's and not, you know, if I have a white listener and I know you, I'm probably not attracted to you. So I wasn't looking at you like that. And shit, if I was, then maybe I was. Fuck it. But you know, like I don't know. I don't look at them like that. I don't look at them as like, oh, I can, you know, build a relationship with them. Oh, we could have, you know, baby. Like I don't know. It just doesn't compute. Like I've known for the longest time, I always wanted to marry black. Like that was non-negotiable. And again, that's nothing that nobody taught me. It was just innate.
Right.
So, shit, man. But yeah, this and I mean, again, like honestly, like I'm not the dick police. You know what I'm saying? You can do whatever you want. My thing is, don't shit on your own people. And, you know, and use that as a reason to justify why you're swirling. Just say you like swirling, nigga. Like, it's cool.
Right.
All right, so we about to get into the main course real quick. So we about to end this episode and go to the big one, talking about natural and unnatural disasters, the real nature versus nurture. So stay tuned for more from KDD.